Okay, let's start. Today we will be talking about strategic leadership in IT and why IT strategy matters. But before we do that, let's have some Padlet discussion that I want you to give me your feedback on what are you going to see in this video on a Padlet.
Office politics often seems like a phrase used for work interactions you don't understand. You can either complain about it or learn about it. The best way to learn about politics is to constantly ask why. When you leave a meeting or other interaction that's confusing or didn't go your way, don't get mad, ask why. Why did that person take that stance? Sometimes it's not the obvious reason, and it's rarely the truly evil one. It's usually something pretty basic and boring. Don't just dismiss it as politics, find the underlying cause. Do this a few times and you'll discover the pattern. Most organizations have consistent themes across the entire culture. For some, it's always about money, others always about visibility, others about impact. You'll soon begin to recognize the why behind things that seemed purely political. Oh, they're doing that because they want the CEO to see them doing it. Or, oh, I get it, they chose that option because they make more commission that way. With this perspective, you can start to use that to your advantage. Maybe you want to play the game too. At the very least, you know what's going on and won't be surprised. You could even push against it. Organizational politics aren't difficult to understand if you constantly explore the why behind them.
So I left this discussion for you on a Padlet. Please go there and answer, what do you mind office politics and when you're supposed to stop it and when you're supposed to improve it? I look forward to your comments on the Padlet. Now, we'll talk about the learning objective today is to understand the need for technology strategy, the why. Explain how to align IT strategy with organization strategy and direction. And also, you need to know the major steps to assess technology needs. So these are our learning objectives. In the previous chapter and previous week, we talked about strategy. We talked about the what and the how. Today, we will talk more about why. Now, why do we need technology strategy? Well, today, technology runs our world and creates opportunities for efficiencies, effectiveness, growth, and scalabilities within our business. So these are issues that we always deal with it with an organization. Without a technology strategy, business can easily fall behind these things. It's like behind the efficiencies, behind the growth, behind the effectiveness, behind the scalabilities, and that make the business down. So as Robert Willett said, former CEO of Best Buy International, says, today all businesses are technology companies powered by people. It is simply a question degree. Failure to understand this and to harness technology to a company's advantage will result in one company being a follower in the industries, and you don't want to be a follower, as opposed to a shaper of it. So you want to be a leader, and this is about leadership. Now, why do we need technology strategy? Technology strategy will be increasing, as we said, the operational efficiencies. When technology is aligned with business need and implemented at the right time, there are direct efficiencies and effectiveness that are gained, like automation, for example. And also will give you a competitive advantage. An organization that can operate more efficient by strategically leveraging technology, inherent gain competitive advantage. We will inherit that. So IT is now a strategy issue. Now that IT is more core to business units and functional area across the enterprise, Chief Information Officer or CIO or CTO, Chief Technology Officer, and their teams must see themselves as a strategic part of the company. Now, there is a discussion, and I want you guys to participate in it, discuss why IT should no longer be order takers. And they should be more strategic and participating in shaping the future of the business. So one of is not being followers anymore is one of the sign of leadership there. They have to be leaders. And I leave this for you on Mentimeter. Please use the Mentimeters and answer why IT department should no longer to order taker solely. And let me know. The link and the QR code here for you guys. Now, alignment with business objectives. Why do we need that? It's because we need to do so. It's because align with organization and business strategy, we already established that. Under that, we have to do alignment with the business objective. So your IT solution should align with that. Business strategy will influence the technology strategy. Technology is not simple there for convenience, but rather it should be directly associated with business needs. So you look what's the demand for the business, and accordingly you build your IT solution, as we saw how we do it in the higher education solutions or other core banking or core telco solutions also. So technology is not a simply there for convenience. A technology strategy ensure that the business needs are fulfilled by directly linking objective of the technology strategy to the business need. So we look at the business need and we build our technology strategy. The goal is to outline a specific how technology should support overall corporate strategy spanning 3 to 5 years into the future. So basically, I'll take a chief executive officer, a business strategy, whether it wants to expand, add more different languages, many users, international, local expand, lowering the price, I don't know, all these issues that you need to convert it to some kind of a technology strategy. So once IT has inputs from across the other functional units, you take all these functional and business units of the company, it is positioned well. So you go, we said, when you do the process of evaluation, you go for each department and see their inputs. So once IT or information has input from across the functional units and business unit of the company, now it is positioned well to create an IT-specific strategy, highlight where IT will focus its attention, noting from where each IT objective has been derived. Why do we need to improve the CRM? Why do we need a CRM? Why do we need a warehouse management or exchange data with the suppliers? Are we applying just in time? Are we having a less sales edge over other competitions? And issues like this. So, ensuring alignment with strategic direction is it's about technology needs assessment. So first, we capture leaders' priorities. So we speak with the leaders across the organization as the what. So you need to know what we need in the future, next 5 years, 3 to 5 years. And then you drive the how. So the pinpoint problems or the opportunities are there. You look at the problems or the opportunities, try to solve them. Evaluate the current condition. Where are we now and where we want to be? Establish the future states, gather business cases, and provide options and recommendations how to solve these issues or how to improve such issues. So one of the issues that today we hear about it a lot is a cloud services need assessment. Everybody's going to cloud, but we need to assess that. Do we need everything to go on cloud? In it, cloud is choosing to move to the cloud is a decision to make after careful consideration of various factors. So you're not just saying, everybody's going on cloud, let's go on the cloud. You need to look at these. The following are important considerations to make before you're deciding whether your organization should switch to cloud computing, because you will be asked why we have to switch to a cloud. Or do we have to switch everything? Which part we should be switching first, or some part of it? How we can, what's your strategy of that? And these are how a cloud service needs assessment. First, the key factor that should determine your move to a cloud. First, assess your business needs and a cloud goal. So what your business needs and why we're going to cloud. First and foremost, ask yourself what you are trying to achieve by making to move. Very important. Lowering the risk, minimizing the needs, outsourcing the service. Second, you evaluate in what ways will cloud computing impact your business, processes, operation, and goals. You have to evaluate them. And desire the cloud architecture, how you want it to be, what kind of a cloud. Business needs must dictate your cloud once again. Business need will dictate what kind of solution you need as a software, and business need will dictate your cloud computing model and the appropriate deployment architecture. We will explain that in the next slide. Also, don't forget the total cost of ownership, or TCO. Conduct a cost-benefit analysis. You need to evaluate the costs you will incur in switching to cloud computing, vis-a-vis the cost of retaining the current on-premises system. Provide options accordingly and recommendation. Numbers also will talk on this. Cost, benefit, profit level, effectiveness, efficiencies. So there are three cloud computing. Software as a service, or SaaS, which is SaaS refers to a suite of software applications that are delivered via the internet, intranet. And then you have PaaS, or platform as a service, this is a set of tools and services designed to make coding and deploying of software application quick and efficient. And then you have the infrastructure as a service. That's one of the first cloud things I asked. And it's the hardware and the software that powers the entire cloud computing, and such as server, storage, network, operating system, etiquette. And a link below will be seeing the largest data center in the world, which is located very near to Montreal. I used to pass beside it almost 3-4 times a week. And now we have a storage there too. So key cloud service deployment architectures. After we saw the video, there are 3 deployment architecture for cloud. You might have a private cloud, something dedicated, just like an internet. And in the private cloud is accessible by only one client, set up within the client premises or other preferred location and administered mainly via intranet. Banks will do that because the data is very important. Police will do that. They don't want to do. They're trying hard to move the doctors and hospital, but that's also it's difficult to do that to go a public cloud. So they have to have a private cloud. Now then you have what you call a public cloud. A public cloud is shared amongst various clients. No single client has control over the entire infrastructure, and it's mainly delivered via internet. And that's what you saw in the video. And then you have the hybrid cloud, which is a mix of both. It's always hybrid in the middle. And it's a hybrid cloud that combines features of private and public cloud. Now, if you decide to go on a cloud, then you are facing other issues that you need to evaluate and understand very well, which is ITSM, or information technology, or IT service management. And we will explain this graph plus what it's needed, different details of IT service management. And if we decide to go on a cloud, we need to evaluate and understand each point in this, and we'll explain that for you. So align cloud strategy with organization strategy. Here's a discussion that I want you guys to comment in this video or through the chatting, through the Zoom. The discussion is from what we have discussed so far. Let's share ideas on how we as a leader can approach building a cloud strategy and alignment it with overall organization. How we do that, how we go and build it. It is something in the end I like you to talk about it and make your comment, and just to break you away from that thought, how you initiate all these leadership strategy, and when and where and how do you do that? So the question that you're going to find in the Flipgrid saying, do you agree with the video? If you say yes, then when, where, and how you do that. So let's look at this video.
Leaders need to be able to tell the same story, often to the same people, over and over again. Your audience is larger than you think and will change all the time, and people need to hear something several times for it to really sink in. Also, never underestimate the ways your story will be tested, either on purpose to see if you change it or by events that press against it. An underappreciated skill of a great leader is to repeat the same story with the same passion again and again and again and again.
So go there and get me your feedback on the flip script. Thank you.